It's a beautiful day for some playoff action. The Pompano Beach Tide take on the Sebastian Makos in the first game of the playoffs. Hello and welcome from the broadcast booth. I'm your host Armani DePaul alongside my partner Antonio Ponte. Today begins the journey for all 6 teams to win a championship. After over 20 games of competition, we now enter the playoffs. 4 games to decide our championship finals that will be held on Thursday. Let's take a look at the teams that will make up game 1 of the playoffs. First up, we have the Pompano Beach Tide with a 10-13 record and are entering as the 5th seed. And then next up, we got the Sebastian Makos, who have an 11-13 record and are entering as the 4th seed. Each game is an elimination game, meaning that if you win, you advance. If you lose, you go home. There's no chance your championship quest ends right then and there. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for each team. Starting off with the Pompano Beach Tide. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Pompano Beach Tide. Starting out as the first hitter is the number 9 of Chris Williams. Starting number 2, also number 2, is Frederick. Number 3 with number 13 is Kevin Hirsch. Fourth hitter is number 19, Yord Angel Gonzalez. The 5th hitter is going to be number 6, Frankie Vasquez. The number 6 hitter is going to be number 16, Sean Calaber. Number 7 hitter is going to be the number 3 of Vicente Amaya. The 8th hitter is going to be the number 17 of Jesus Veneas. The 9th hitter is going to be the number 25 of Anike Soria. And the 10th hitter is going to be the number 23 of Mike Alonso. That's your starting lineup for the Pompano Beach Tide. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Sebastian Makos. The starting pitcher for the Sebastian Makos is number 18 of Connor Nightingale. And we are ready for the first pitch. Pitcher is ready. That is going to go down as a strike. Strike number 2. So, like I previously mentioned, currently the Pompano Beach Tide, they hold the 5th seed with a 10-13 record. They will be going up, like I said, with the Sebastian Makos, who currently hold the 4th seed. So, the Pompano Beach Tide are trying to pretty much do an upset. They're the 5th seed. Obviously, they want to take over the 4th seed in order to advance to the next round. Taken for a ball. It's currently a 1-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitcher is throwing. And the number 9, he runs. And he gets a single. Coming up to the plate now is Frederick. Pitcher is ready. Go down as a strike. Pitcher is ready. And he gets a stolen base. Currently the count is 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitcher's ready. And he's running, and Chris Williams is going to make it to home base as Frederick makes it to second base as well. So the Pompano Beach Tide are off to a great start, getting some early momentum going at the beginning portions of this game. Frederick got a double that play. Coming up to the plate now is the number 13 of Kevin Hirsch. And Hirsch tries to go for the single. Oh, and the number 12 of Fredericks, he's trying to go for it early. And it is already 2 home runs down for the Pompano Beach Tide.
And following the error by the third baseman, Yordangel Gonzalez steps to the plate. It's currently a 2-0 game. Kevin Hirsch on first. New count, and Nightingale set and ready to deal.
And it is an out for the number 19 of Yordangel Gonzalez. Now with 1 out, Frankie Vasquez steps to the plate. Pitcher is ready. It's going to go down as a strike. Pitcher's ready. 0 for 2 now. And that one's going to go as a foul ball. Pitcher is getting ready. And that's going to go as another foul ball. Pitcher is getting ready. Taken for ball 1. Comes set and deals. Foul ball. Following the break in action, we are now ready for the next pitch. Currently, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it goes for a flyout. So currently 2 outs currently for the Pompano Beach Tide, but it doesn't seem to matter now because they are currently hold the lead with 2 runs on the board. So the momentum is currently going in the way of the Pompano Beach Tide. Let's see if the Sebastian Makos can respond. Now hitting is the number 16 of Sean Caliber. He got hit by the pitch and now he's going to go for a walk. Now batting is number 3, Vincent Amaya. Pitcher gets ready to deal. That'll go for a ball. Pitcher gets ready once more. That'll go for a strike. So 1 for 1, or 1-1. He hits and Vincent Amaya, he gets a single.
And the Makos are able to put down the 2-out threat as Amaya grounded out to the third baseman who was able to corral it, step on the bag for out number 3. The Tide were able to do damage in the first. After a half inning of baseball, it's 2-0 Tide. We head to the bottom of the first. And following the mid-inning break, we are set for the bottom of the first. Leading off for the Makos, Quinn Sabbath. And your starting pitcher for the Tide today, Pim. Pim comes all the way from Holland. He deals the first pitch. It's a strike. And the bottom of the first is underway. This Makos team hosted an 11-13 record this season, playing most of their games in the Treasure Coast. Makos making their trip down to South Florida today to take the Tide on. And it is quickly 0-2 following the foul ball from Quinton. Pim is set and deals. And that pitch is just off the plate, says the home plate umpire. It's 1-2 now. Not a bad pitch there from Pim. Looked like a fastball. Just missed the edge of the plate, says the home plate umpire. But Pim quickly sets and deals the next one. That one also just a bit low and outside, says our crew chief, as the count moves to 2-2 now. Pim quickly back to work, deals a foul ball off the foot of Quinton. The scouting report on Pim is quite simple one. Good fastball, locates it well, off-speed pitches move away from the right-handed hitter, and he also moves very quickly, as we saw in the game against the Panthers a few weeks ago. Pim once again sets and deals the fastball. That's in there for strike 3 as Quinton goes down looking. We got one out to start this inning. So, following the strikeout to Quinton Sabbath, up to the dish, Zach Santriso. Zach, first pitch off-speed swinging, swings through it, and Pim is quickly ahead, 0-1. Pim already back to work. Zach, half swing, but a full swing in the eyes of the umpire. That is strike 2. And just like that, Pim has found himself in an 0-2 count. Zach's back in the box. We're ready for action. Pim gets the sign and deals another fastball. And quickly we have 2 away as Pim makes quick work of the first 2 Makos batters. 2 strikeouts, and we have 2 outs in the bottom of the first. So following the second strikeout, now up to the dish, the pitcher, Connor Nightingale. Connor was featured in this year's All-Star game as well as Home Run Derby. And the 3-batter quickly takes strike number 1. Pim has found himself dominating the zone so far as he quickly gets ahead of all 3 Makos batters. The 0-1, that is low. Nightingale gets the count all evened up. 1 apiece to the Makos hitter. And the off-speed is swung on, puts a good jolt into it. Center fielder ranging back. He's not going to catch it. It's going to go to the wall. And Nightingale is going to have himself a stand-up double to start the night. Good piece of hitting there for Nightingale to take that 1-1 pitch and put it right back up the middle. Got over the center fielder's head, and he finds himself at second base. So with a 2-out double from Nightingale, up to the box, the All-Star Game MVP, Cody Flint. Cody was 2 for 2 in the All-Star Game with a home run and a single. And we'll look to bring in Nightingale over on second. Pim is set and deals the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, hit in the air by Flint to the first baseman, Angel Gonzalez, who makes the catch. And that, folks, will put the 2-out threat to rest. After 1 inning of baseball, it's 2-0 Pompano Beach Tide. We'll be back for the second inning of action. And following the half inning, up to the box for the Tide, number 17, Jesus Veneas. And the fresh count is taken. A foul ball for strike number 1 to Veneas. So the 0-1 here to Veneas. Swung on, hit in the air. That ball has a jolt in it. That might get out. It is gone. A home run. Veneas takes the 0-1 fastball and puts it over the center field fence. And the Tide are up 3-0 early on in this ball game. So following the home run, up to the box for the Tide, number 25, Enrique Sierra. The lefty takes the first pitch he sees from Nightingale and fouls it off over towards the first base bleachers. The count's 0-1. We're ready for some more action here. Home plate umpire gives Nightingale the go, and he deals the pitch, which Sierra fouled off. This time, a much sturdier foul ball down the line, but just foul. And we now have an 0-2 count to the number 9 hitter, Sierra. Nightingale is set, ready to deal, and the pitch, an off speed. Sierra this time puts it into play. That is in the air, but caught by the center fielder for out number 1. So after the first out, now up to the box for the Tide, number 23, Mike Alonso. And the pitch, Alonso takes for ball number 1. And the 1-0 is taken. It's swung on, hit into the field of play, but the umpire is signaling what looks like catcher's interference. And the umpires will have a discussion here. And something's going on, ladies and gentlemen. The umpires are discussing over by the mound. I believe Alonso caught a piece of the catcher's mitt. And this should be interference. And the umpires are going to award Alonso second base. Not sure why there. But for Alonso, it's a double nonetheless. So, following the 1-out double, the lineup's going to flip over to the top of the order with number 9, Chris Williams. Chris singled in his first plate appearance and came all the way around to score following the double by Frederick back in the top of the first. He is now set. Nightingale comes set. And the pitch taken a little inside. Williams gets ahead 1-0. And the 1-0 is taken for a ball. It's 2-0 now. Pitch sure looks good from this angle up here in the booth. Today's broadcast is being presented by Northeast High School. We thank Northeast for allowing us to use their facility and broadcasting booth as Williams takes the 2-0 fastball for a strike. And it's 2-1 now with one man on and one out here in the top of the second. Nightingale is set, and a slider is taken for ball 3. Ran away from Nightingale. So the 3-1 from Nightingale is taken for strike 2. And we now have a full count here. The 3-2. That's going to be taken for a ball. It's actually going to get away from the catcher, and that will allow Alonso to advance to third. So Alonso advances to third on the wild pitch. Williams is able to reach base following the walk. And now, number 2 is going to step up to the plate. Freddie Frederick. Frederick doubled to start his night. And he's going to take ball 1 high and in, and that's going to allow Williams to steal second without a throw, as the Makos are trying to hold the runner on third, Alonso. And in fact, the Makos infield will come in. So early on in this game, the Makos are trying to eliminate the chance of a run as Frederick swings through an off-speed pitch there. The 1-1, Nightingale set and deals, swung on and missed. So the count moves to 1-2 now on Frederick. So 2 men on, 1 man out. Number 2 at the box in the top of the second for the Tide. And the pitch, that is fouled away. It's going to get out of the stadium. And the 1-2 from Nightingale is an off-speed. That ball is going to be popped up. It might be a difficult play for the infield who was playing back or playing in, and in fact the ball will drop on the base hit. So a bloop single for Frederick is going to advance all the runners 90 feet. Williams is going to get to third. Alonso is going to score, and we folks have ourselves a 4-0 ball game. There is still only 1 man out in the top of the second here. And this game could quickly get away from the Makos if they are not able to stop this 1-out threat with runners on the corner and only 1 out. So after the bloop single, number 13, Kevin Hirsch, will step to the dish. Hirsch is already 1 for 1 this game with the double. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. That last hitter was actually Kevin Hirsch. We must have something wrong here on our on our sheet as Yard Angel absolutely clobbers that one. That ball is off the fence, and Yard Angel is going to bring in 2 runners here. They must have missed someone. So Yard Angel is able to clear the... No, doesn't clear the bases. Hirsch reaches third. Yard Angel will have himself a stand-up double. So 2 more men are in on the 1-out double from Gonzalez. And that's going to bring to the dish number 6, Frankie Vasquez. Frankie's 0 for 1 today. With a flyout. But hoping to change his day so far as he can bring in 2 more runners. It's a tie. They're already quickly up 6-0. And head coach Paul Flint is going to pull Nightingale after only an inning and third of work. And now pitching for the Makos, number 4, Logan Cadenhead. And we're ready for action here, folks, as number 6, Frankie Vasquez, takes the first pitch he sees against Cadenhead, slaps it back up the middle, and that's going to score 2 on the base hit. And ladies and gentlemen, it is an 8-0 ball game after only an inning and a third. So stepping up to the box after the Vasquez single, Sean Kabler. Sean is 0 for 0 today with the walk. And he's going to swing through a fastball for strike 1. But the pitch gets away, and that's going to allow Vasquez to reach second without a throw. Kabler was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. The throw to third is not in time as Vasquez is going to reach third with the stolen base. Kabler is down in the count 0-2 after swinging through that pitch. And he's going to take that one for a ball. So the 1-2 to Cabler. Swung on and missed. That is going to be strike 3 as the Makos get a huge second out here in the top of the second. So now with 2 outs, up to the box, Vincent Amaya. Vincent, first pitch was just a little bit too inside, says the home plate umpire. And we have a 1-0 count. And the 1-0 is taken for a ball. Logan moving very quickly here. That was a quick tempo. And the 2-0 is taken for strike number 1. So with 2 balls, 1 strike, and a third, Amaya is looking to bring in the 9th run for the Tide. And that pitch is going to be swung on, hit to third, corralled by the third baseman. Throw takes the first baseman off the bag, but Cody Flint tags Amaya for out number 3. That, ladies and gentlemen, will end the top of the second, but not before the Tide pick up 6 more. It is 8-0, headed to the bottom of the second. And we're ready for the second inning of action here in the bottom of the second. The Makos, number 5, Tyler Stone steps to the dish. Pim quickly gets his sign and deals a first pitch strike to Stone. Pim has been absolutely dealing so far. That pitch just a little low. But it's been the story of the day so far, folks. Pim quickly gets on the mound, gets set, and deals. And that one will be blooped to the shortstop for out number 1. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the second, up to the plate, number 17, Chris Lesser. And the first pitch just inside the off speed. Could not come back for strike 1. It's 1-0 here. And Lesser takes a 1-0, fouls it off. And that'll move the count to 1-1. And the 1-1 is fired in, a fastball for strike number 2. Pim gets ahead in the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lesser. Pim is set, deals, off speed, swing and a miss. Just like that, we have 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Pim is making very quick work of the Makos hitters. So with 2 outs and nobody on, stepping up to the box, the outfielder, Jordan McGregor. This will be McGregor's first appearance today in the box. And swings at the first pitch he sees. That's going to drop towards second. The throw to first. Gets him. That is in time for out number 3. Great play there by the Tide second baseman to get the Speedy McGregor out at first. So with 2 innings complete, it is 8-0 Tide. We're going to head to the top of the 3rd inning. But ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We have a fan favorite in the booth. JoJo Man joins us here in the booth.
How's it going, everybody?
JoJo, thank you so much for joining in today up here in the broadcast booth. Big year from you. You had over 30 innings this season, this summer. You made an all-star appearance as a pitcher and hitter. And you are heading to the playoffs with the Cobras team looking to win a championship as a 2 seed.
Yep.
What do you got to say to the crowd so far?
I'm very excited to continue pitching in this league, and I look forward to that #1 spot and then getting in that ring.
So, coming from college, we know you didn't get a lot of innings up there. You come to the summer league, you find yourself throwing 30 innings this summer. How are you able to make such a big change and keep your body not only prepared, but maintained so perfectly to be able to throw 30 innings this summer?
Trusting yourself, trusting your work. You know, there's a reason why I am here. There's a reason why all these guys are on a team and playing here. It's because we worked for it. And you just got to trust that the work that you did will ultimately, show up on the field.
And you led the league this year in complete games. Is that something you're proud of?
Maybe after the season ends, job's not finished. If I complete the game in the finals and championship, then I will say I am more proud of it. But as of right now, it's just another day in the office.
And what's been the key to your success so far this summer?
Change the pace, change the speed, and locate. I don't throw very hard, as everyone knows. I don't throw very hard, but I locate. I change the speed. I change the eye level, and locate.
And that's giving you your success.
Mm-hmm.
Well, JoJo, thank you so much for joining us here in the booth. We appreciate it. You're a fan favorite. Fans love you. Loved you at the All-Star game. They love you when you're on the field. They love you off the field. So we appreciate you having on here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, JoJo. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back to the ball game here as a new pitcher for the Makos warms up. That's Cody Flint. And Cody will be dealt the task of trying to keep this an 8-0 ball game for the Makos, who are trying to stay alive and have an opportunity to advance to the next round. Once again, thank you to JoJo Man for joining us in the booth. JoJo is the league leader in complete games, has over 30 innings this summer, and has helped a very successful Cobras team make it to the 2 seed. So we're just about set here for inning number 3, as the Tide will bring up Jesus Veneas to lead off the 3rd, excuse me. Veneas actually, in fact, led off the 2nd inning for the Tide. And we find him leading off again. And the first pitch Veneas sees, he swings, hits it. That's deep. That's going to be off the wall for Veneas, and he's going to get into second base with a double. That ball was crushed by Veneas as he's able to reach second base with a no-doubt double. So, following that double, Enrique Sierra will step up to the box. Enrique was a flyout victim back in the 2nd inning, but he will look to bring Veneas home. And the first pitch he sees swung on and missed. And the count is 0. And quickly, we are Moving along with an 0-2 count to Enrique. So the 0-2, Flint sets and deals. Oh, umpire looked ready to ring up Enrique there, but decides that that was a ball just off the dish. Looked like Cody really wanted that pitch. Flint throws ball number 2 to Sierra. Tried to blow a fastball by him, but that one got just a little away. So the 2-2, Flint sets and deals. That pitch, inside fastball, going to be hit to the first baseman, who will make the catch. But that ground ball will advance Jesus to third. So with 1 out and 1 man aboard, up to the box, number 23, Mike Alonso. Mike doubled in his first appearance. And will take ball 1. That's going to get away from the catcher. Running home. Oh! Jesus scores from home, but it looked like he got hit in the face by that ball. We hope he's all right. But that's going to bring home the 9th run for the Tide, as this one is getting away from the Makos. The count is still 1-0 to Alonso. So the 1-0 with 1 man already in this inning and 1 out. Flint sets and deals a fastball. That's going to be hit down the line, but foul. Count is 1-1 to Mike Alonso. Flint is set, and from the windup, that's going to be a fastball taken for ball 2. The count is now 2-1. The 2-1, Flint quickly sets and deals, is swung on and missed. That's going to be strike 2. The count is even to number 23, Mike Alonso. The 2-2. Curveball, swung on and missed. Strike 3 to Mike Alonso. That was a good curveball there. Williams. First pitch swung on, grounded to the shortstop, who makes the grab, throws it over to first, pulls the first baseman off the bag, but he's able to make the tag for out number 3. And that will complete the top of the 3rd inning. The score, 9-0 in favor of the Tide. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back for the bottom of the 3rd. Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the bottom of the third inning. And to start the inning off for the Makos is number 4, Logan Cadenhead. And it seems like we're ready for baseball, but the umpires are not. And the home plate umpire now comes up to the dish. Now we're all set, ladies and gentlemen. We're all set for the bottom of the third here. Pim comes set, and the first pitch will be swung on, hit to the shortstop, but a great play over there for out number 1. That ball was hit well. But Enrique Sierra does a good job to haul that in. So with 1 out, up to the box, number 15, Paris Katema. First pitch swung on and missed to Paris. As Pim quickly gets ahead of another Makos batter. Pim has been sharp through 2 1/3 innings of work. The 0-1 is swung on, hit towards Pim. The pitcher will pick it up, but he will not have time to make the throw over to first base. And that's going to be an infield single for Katema, as the lineup will flip back over to number 13, Quentin Sabbath. No, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that number 10 is up to the box for the Makos. Number 10 was not on the lineup card. He'll take strike number 1. It appears that Quentin Sabbath is on deck. Again, this is the 10-hole hitter. We are unaware of his name. He was a last-second write-in for the Makos. And he is quickly down 0-2. So the 0-2 from Pim. He's set and throws over to first, trying to pick off Paris. But nothing doing over there. So we're all back and ready for the next pitch. The 0-2. That is fouled back. Right back towards the broadcasting booth. That one was close. So the count will remain 0-2. The 0-2 from Pim. Swung on. That is a missed. That's strike 3 for Pim, who will collect the second out of the inning. And that will be Pim's 4th strikeout of the game. So with 2 outs, the lineup flips back over to the top, for real this time, with number 13, Quentin Sabbath. Quentin is 0 for 1 with a K today. He was Pim's first strikeout victim. Was not fooled on that off speed, but just gets under it. Pops it up to the shortstop for out number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we're done with 3 innings of baseball. The score, 9-0 in favor of the Tide. We'll be back for inning number 4. So after 3 complete innings of baseball, the score is 9-0 in favor of the Tide. We head to the top of the 4th with number 2, Frederick, ready to start the inning. Frederick is 2 for 2 today with a single and a double. And he will be tasked with leading off the top of the 4th. If you're just joining us, this is game 1 of the playoffs for the Charles Johnson Summer League. We have a 9-0 ball game in favor of the Tide. Cody Flint is on the mound for the Makos. And he deals ball 1 to Frederick from the Tide. And the 1-0 is swung on and missed. That'll be strike 1 to the Makos, for the Makos, as Frederick is even in the count, but ready for the next pitch. And off speed taken for ball 2, as Flint will fall behind in the count. It's now 2-1 to the Makos hitter, to the Tide hitter. And Freddie is set. Flint throws it. Strike 2, says the home plate umpire. That fastball was taken by Fred. So following the break in action, folks, we're back and ready to go. Flint is set and deals the 2-strike pitch. That's going to be grounded to the shortstop. Quentin throws over to first. That's going to be out number 1 for the Makos. So following the ground ball to the shortstop, now batting for the Tide, number 13, Kevin Hirsch. Hershey is 2 for 2 today. He has reached base both times in this contest. Hirsch is also the proud winner of the 2022 Charles Johnson Summer League Home Run Derby. Congratulations to Kevin on his big win over Tarek Latchman. Back to the ball game though. Hirsch takes strike 1 as Flint gets ahead in the count to the number 3 hitter for the Tide. And we are set. And the curveball, that is taken for a ball. And the count is now 1-1. The 1-1 from Flint. That's going to get away. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Hirsch. And that ball looked like it got Hershey. That's going to be a hit by pitch. Hirsch will get to first base. The Makos have been unable to get Hirsch out this game. So with 1 out and 1 man on first, up to the box, number 19, Angel Gonzalez. Angel takes strike 1 on a foul ball from Flint. Back in week number 1, Angel was the uncommitted player of the week for the Charles Johnson Summer League. So congratulations to him for that award. As Gonzalez takes ball 1, and the count is now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And after that, it's now 1-2. And the curveball Gonzalez able to lay off of it, and he evens the count at 2-2 now. And the 2-2 from Flint, another off speed. Gonzalez able to take it for ball 3. So we got a full count now. Runner still on first base for the Tide. And Gonzalez, looking for his second base hit of the evening, will swing and foul one straight back. The count will remain at 3-2 here. So we're all set. The 3-2. That ball's going to be hit to third. Over to the second baseman for 1 and to first. Not in time. The Makos are not able to make the double play, but will be able to get 1 on the fielder's choice. So with that, there's now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And that'll bring to the dish Frankie Vasquez. Frankie singled back in the second inning and flew out in his first appearance. He is 1 for 2 and trying to keep this rally going for the Tide. So the 0-1 here to Frankie is going to be taken for a ball. That's going to get away. And your Angel is going to advance to second base on the wild pitch. It's been one of the problems for the Makos today. A lot of balls have been getting passed over at the dish. And it's been one of many problems that needs to be quickly resolved for the Makos if they're going to find themselves a way to get back in this ball game. And we're going to have a quick break here as a tire is on the loose. That tire is corralled. So the 0-2, excuse me, that was a 1-1 pitch. That was a 1-1. The 1-1 was taken for strike 2. So we have 2 strikes now. 2 strikes. 1 ball to Vasquez. And he is going to stab at that one. Gets his bat on it. But it's going to be thrown over to first by the third baseman for out number 3. After 3.5 innings of baseball, we are halfway through. It's 9-0 Tide. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, today's game has been sponsored by Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, the official sports bar of the Charles Johnson Summer League. And Axe Throwing Society. Live sports, axe throwing. Come check out Axe Throwing Society, America's new hottest attraction. South Bats. It's all about the wood. Fuzzy's Taco Shops. Authentic Tex-Mex food and grill. And Hodling Insurance, an official sponsor of the Charles Johnson Summer League Home Run Derby and playoffs. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We are set for the bottom of the 4th. Pim is still on the mound. He has done an excellent job through the first 3 innings against the Makos. And he is set for his 4th inning of work. He'll be dealt the task of facing number 9, Zach Santiso, for the Makos. Zach is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. all the way back in the first inning. And we are set, and the first pitch swung on and missed as Pim once again gets ahead in the count. And we now have a 1-1 count to Santiso. Pim is quickly set and deals. That's going to be a ground ball. The third baseman's going to come across, cut the play off, and throw to first. But it's going to pull the first baseman off the bag. That will be ruled an infield single. So, following the infield single by Santiso, now up to the box, number 18, Connor Nightingale. Connor is 1 for 1 today with a double as he swings through that pitch for strike number 1. Again, Connor doubled back in the first inning to keep the first inning alive for the Makos, but quickly takes a strike there, an off speed, runs back in for Pim. So the 0-2. Pim is set and deals. That's going to be swung on and missed. Going to be strike 3 to Nightingale, but Santiso is able to advance on the error by the catcher who missed the strike 3 pitch. So there's now 1 away, up to the box. The number 4 hitter, number 24, Cody Flint. Cody's 0 for 1 today with a pop-up to the first baseman. And that'll be ball number 1. Flint looking to bring home the first runner for the Makos as Santiso is on second base. And that pitch down in the dirt. And the count is now 2-0 to Flint. And the 2-0 fouled off down towards the third base. Coach Paul. Actually, that's Coach Derek down over there at third. He snags that ball, puts it in the back pocket, and we are ready for the next pitch. Pim comes set and deals another one. This one goes into the dugout this time. Heads up. It's now a 2-2 count. As we take a quick break, I'm going to ask my partner Armani. Armani, what do you think has been the biggest surprise for you this game in the 9-0 affair for the Tide?
Well, just the lack of mistakes it seems like the Tide has been able to make. I mean, you don't go 9-0 without being as flawless as you can. And I think mistakes have really been the name of the game. You've seen the Makos, they've been making constant mistakes, whereas the Tides, they've been minimizing them as much as possible. And right now, the momentum is fully on the Tide side. It's been like that since the first inning. So unless the Makos can clean up their errors, I mean, I don't see how they come back against the Tide.
Thank you, Armani. It's been the name of the game for the Makos. A lot of mistakes have led way to the 9-run lead for the Tide. Back at the box, it's still 2-2 for Cody Flint, who is again trying to bring this runner home from second and get the Makos on the board. The 2-2. That ball is grounded to the third baseman. Going to corral it in, throws it high, but still has enough time, is the first baseman, to tag Flint That's going to be out number 2 for the Makos, as Santiso has to stay at second. He was not able to advance on that ground ball. So with 2 outs and a man on second, up to the box, number 5, Tyler Stone. Tyler is 0 for 1 today. Popped out to the shortstop to start the second inning of work. And he's going to swing at the first pitch he sees. That's going to get through for a base hit. And they're going to send Santiso home. The throw to the plate is going to get cut off. It's actually going to get to the backstop. And Tyler Stone is going to be able to advance to first base on the throwing error. And the Makos are now on the board. It's their first run of the game. A Tyler Stone single will put a 1 in the runs column for the Makos. It's now 9-1.
That one run can honestly be make or break. I mean, think about it. You've had a goose egg in the run column the entire game so far. Way over half of the game is already complete. You finally get a run on the column. That could be a game changer for the Makos going forward.
Thank you, Armani. We'll see. As Stone is all the way at third now. And number 17, Chris Lesser, is at the box. Chris has already fouled off the first pitch. So the 0-1 to Lesser. Pim is set and deals an off speed. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. So with 2 strikes and a man on third, Pim is set and deals. That ball is going to be put in play. Second baseman makes the grab, throws it to first. In time, that's out 3. And the Tide are able to escape giving up any more runs. It is 9-1 Tide. So after 4 innings, the score remains 9-1 Tide. We'll be back for inning number 5. Not yet.
So after 4 innings of baseball, the Tide lead the Makos 9-1, looking to put this game away with 2 innings left. Leading off, number 16, Sean Caliber. Pitcher gets ready to deal, and he takes the first pitch, but it's for a strike. Pitcher deals. And it's a 1-for-1. And it's a 1-for-1 ball and strike. Pitcher deals. And he takes it short to the shortstop. And that's going to make it for a single. Stepping up next to the plate, number 3, Vincent Amaya. First pitch is a ball. Maya is 0 for 2 so far this game as Cody Flint gets ready to deal. Ground ball to the shortstop, and it is throwing error. Sean to second base while Amaya gets to first with the error. Stepping up to the plate now is number 17, Jesus Veneas. Veneas has 2 for 2 so far this game. Flint gets set, ready to deal. And broken bat, they say.
And a broken bat, base hit, is going to fall into center. Veneas is able to reach first and then gets to second on the throwing error. That is a lot to take in, ladies and gentlemen. Amaya reaches third, and Sean Kabler comes all the way around to score. It's now 10-1 in favor of the Tide. And now up to the box, number 25, Enrique Sierra.
And that's one thing I really do like about. That's one thing that I noticed I liked about this team, even with just that one play, is that they saw that their opponents were slowly starting to get momentum, but they didn't let that stop it, and now they have double-digit runs. I mean, that like I said, that one run can make or change a game, and they're not going to let this happen.
The Tide will keep the pressure on as a fly ball gets hit into center, and the sacrifice fly will bring home another run for the Tide. It's 11-1. Armani, this game is quickly getting out of hand.
It really is. I mean, in my opinion, it started getting out of hand once the Pompano Beach Tide, they went out to an 0-8 lead, like not even halfway through the game. So, I mean, you can say out of hand in multiple different ways, but in my opinion, I mean, even though it's going to be very tough for the Pompano Beach Tide, we still got an inning and a half. We still got over 2.5 innings to go, but I mean, there's still a long ways to go.
So now up to the box, number 23, Mike Alonso. Ladies and gentlemen, it actually looks like Alonso is being pinch hit for. As soon as we're able to get the number, we will let you know. That ball is going to get away, though. And that's going to get Jesus Veneas to third. And Jesus comes all the way around to score. Catches the Makos sleeping. And, folks, this one's just about over, ladies and gentlemen.
This team takes every opportunity it takes. If they have an opportunity to even get one base, they take it. They have an opportunity to get a whole run, they take it. That is one thing I really like about this team.
Yeah, the Tide are taking every possibility they can to get on base and to advance. And they once again do that on the hit by pitch. That folks, was in fact Donnie Concio, the pinch hitter for the Tide. That will flip the lineup over for number 12. And he's going to single. Number 12 is Lucas Perdona. Lucas has also been entered in this game as a substitute and quickly finds himself in the hit column. So now there's 2 men on and only 1 out for the Tide.
I know this team entered as the 5th seed, and currently they're actually about to unseat the 4th seed, but if you're any other team going up against them right now in the future, you got to be kind of nervous because they already got 12 runs in. So you got to be nervous if they're playing like this and they play like this throughout the rest of the playoffs. You got to be nervous if you're the opposing team.
Not to mention, Armani, the Tide won their final regular season game with a walk-off home run, and it seems that energy and momentum has just carried into this game as the substitute, number 21, Ray Soberino, singles for the Tide there. That'll load the bases up for one of the most feared hitters in the league, number 13, Kevin Hirsch. Back to what I was saying, Armani, just an absolute momentum swing for the Tide here. Following a 10-13 record, the Tide were still able to catch fire here at the end, put up a big win against the Cobras, and now they're in a position in the driver's seat to advance to the next round of the playoffs.
And how do you feel if you're the Makos? I mean, this has to be debilitating to be up by 11, to be down by 11 runs to your opponent. That has to be debilitating, as now that's another one added to make it to 13 runs. But like I said, that has to be debilitating. See your opposing team just cheering non-stop, and then you were only able to cheer for 1 run. If we even heard that. Meanwhile, we've been able to hear the cheers for the Tide this entire time. It's got to be debilitating for this team, but you got to keep your head in the game. You still got the 6th inning, the 7th inning left, along with the bottom of the 5th inning. You don't know what can happen.
That's true. Anything can happen in baseball. And it looks like Kevin Hirsch will be intentionally walked. So Hirsch will reach first. It is 13-1 in favor of the Tide. And ladies and gentlemen, up to the box, number 18, Aiden Croft. Aiden is batting for Yordangel Gonzalez. Croft quickly fouled the first pitch back. So the 0-1 now. The 0-2, a curveball. That's going to be poked into the right field. That's going to bring home 1. That's going to bring home 2. As Croft will get to second base. The ball gets away, and that's going to be a bases clearing single. And folks,
I don't know what you do if you're the Makos. I mean, you come in as the 4th seed, and you're going up against the 5th seed. That alone should give you enough confidence saying, all right, we were able to get ahead of these guys. But, I mean, right now the Tide is making the Makos look like they should be the 7th or 8th seed. That even is a seed, because they are just humiliating them right now.
well, folks, after that, the score is now 16-1 in favor of the Tide. We will remind you, the Makos are the home team in this bout, coming in as the 4 seed, so they will get an opportunity in the bottom of the 5th. But if the Makos do not score in the bottom of the 5th, this game should be complete after a mercy rule. There should be a mercy rule in effect for the playoffs.
Wow.
We will get confirmation. That pitch gets away. As now batting is number 6, Frankie Vasquez. Frankie is the only hitter to not have a plate appearance this inning. He is the 9th hitter that has been sent to the dish by the Tide. And the 1-0 is fouled straight back right over by the broadcast booth. The count is now 1-1 to Vasquez. Frankie's 1 for 3 today with a base hit back in the second. Flew out back in the first and hit a ground ball to the third baseman to finish off last inning. And he finds himself ahead in the count, 2-1. And the 2-1 to Vasquez. Flint deals a fastball. That's going to run inside. And going to make it a 3-1 count to Vasquez.
This just shows that the playoffs are a completely different environment, pressure cooker, compared to the regular season. I mean, the regular season is fun and all, but that's just to get to the playoffs. Once you're there, that's where you need to bring your A game. And the Tide, they've brought a lot more than their A game. I mean, I know they had a 10-13 record, but right now they are dominating. They do not look like they're a number 5 seed right now. They look way better than that.
And they will pick up another run, Armani, on the base hit from Frankie Vasquez. Armani, the Tide have batted through their lineup for the second time in this game. And that's going to make it 17-1.
If you're the Makos at this point, you just got to... the best thing I could say is throw a Hail Mary something. You got to do something to at least get yourself in contention. Because, again, you have 2 innings left. But if you can't do anything in the bottom of the 5th, it looks like it's going to be over.
And we're going to have a mound visit here. And it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher for the Makos. We will, in fact, ladies and gentlemen. So, after 4 innings, 4 1/3 innings, the score is 17-1. And we will see a new pitcher here for the Makos. Maybe this is the Hail Mary you were talking about, Armani.
Going through their 3rd pitcher, I mean, like I said, their 4th pitcher, like I said, 4th pitcher, you need to do something. You need to find a way to get some momentum back. And just doing the same thing over and over again wasn't gonna fix anything. So maybe this 4th pitcher, he can change the game for the Makos.
And it looks like he's not going to get any warm-up pitches, Armani. This is a new pitcher, but...
Well, that's one way to throw a Hail Mary.
It seems like he is just throwing the ball in. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, the score is 17-1 as this one has gotten out of hand. There's a runner on first. Batting is number 8. That ball is going to be grounded to the second baseman. He's going to fumble it, and the Makos are only able to get 1 out there. That was Anthony Quinones. So Anthony here in the top of the 5th will ground into out number 2, and that's going to bring up number 1, Trevor Hancock. This will be Trevor's second appearance as he fouls off the first pitch.
Were you expecting like a dominated performance like we're having today?
To be honest with you, Armani, I was expecting a good game. And we've only seen a one-sided game here from the Tide. They have dominated the Makos on both sides of the ball today. Defensively, clean sheet game. Pitching was on point, and they've obviously done a great job hitting to make this the match that we see today. All around great performance here from the Tide, and I'm sure they're going to take this. They're going to be able to take this energy and momentum into the next game. As once again, folks, this game is not over just yet, but in the top of the 5th, the score is 17-1 in favor of the Tide. That pitch is swung on, and that ball is gone. A home run. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to make the score 20-1.
You know what? I still think that the Tide have a point to prove right now because they still came as a number 5th seed. And if you don't mind me asking you, who are they going up against next game? They'll be going up.
If the score remains the way it is, Armani, and the Tide advance, which so far it's looking like they will, the Tide will move on Wednesday And they will play. I'm going to check and make sure. The Tide will play the Beach Bums.
And like I said, the Tide have a point to prove because, again, they were the number 5th seed. And right now what they're doing is they are pretty much sending a message to their opponent, the Beach Bums, if they end up playing them on Wednesday, and saying, this is who you got to go up against. And you better not sleep easy for the next 2 games. So the Tide still have a point to prove. Just keep adding scores and scores and scores, because what is that doing? It may not also, it's obviously padding up their lead, but it's also showing their opponent that their game on Wednesday is not going to be easy.
And the Tide do not have an easy opponent on Wednesday. They're going to be facing the 1-seeded Beach Bums, who are 16-6 in the regular season. So they are definitely sending a message so far.
Have the Beach Bums ever had a dominating performance like this?
Armani, I'm not sure many teams have had a dominating performance like this so far, as that strikeout will finally put an end to the inning. The Tide pick up 11 more runs here in the top half of the 5th. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. 20-1 in favor of the Tide.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 5th inning as Jordan McGregor is currently in the box. One thing I want to mention here is that this is the Makos' last shot. We talked about how we were going to get confirmation, but we did get confirmation there will be a mercy rule. So the Makos had to find a way to score 10 runs. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they need to put something together. They need to put something together now because this is their last chance. If they don't do it by the end of 3 outs, they're going home, and they got no chance left at competing for this championship.
And that ball will be fouled off for McGregor, but he will make the catch. So that'll be out number 1 for the Tide. So following the pop out by Jordan McGregor, up to the box is number 4, Logan Cadenhead, who swings at the first pitch he sees, grounds it to the third baseman, who makes a throw to first. And ladies and gentlemen, there's 2 men out here in the bottom of the 5th. So it's going to come down to Paris. Paris Katema will be the last hope for the Makos before this one is over.
If you're the Tide, you just gotta be ecstatic, confidence soaring through the roof. Even though they're gonna be going up against the number 1 seed in the Bums, I mean, to score 20 runs in this game, it doesn't matter who they're going up against at this point, whether it's the first or the second seed. I mean, just the performance that they've put on, they've made a statement tonight that they are in full-on championship contention.
And before we can get the party started, Armani, Paris Katema is able to single to keep the bottom half of the 5th alive. That'll bring up to the box the 10-hitter, number 10. Unfortunately, we don't have his name. We do have his name. It's Dalton Katema. It's Paris's brother. Paris's brother is hitting in the 10th spot. It's Dalton Katema. Dalton is 0 for 1 with a K. He swings at the first pitch he sees. A weak dribbler to first base. The third baseman overthrows the first baseman, and this inning will stay alive. And Armani, do you believe in miracles? Because right now the Makos are trying to pull one off.
Well, I've seen miracles in multiple sports. I've seen the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Buffalo Bills last year. I've seen Eric Almirola beat Christopher Bell at his best track in NASCAR. I've seen many miracles, but to be down 19 runs, that's more than a miracle right there.
Well, it'll be up to Quentin Sabbath with 2 outs. He swings at the first pitch. Misses for strike 1. And the 0-1 is swung on, hit in the air. There's going to be a play. Did he make the catch? He did. He did make the catch. That's going to finish the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Pompano Beach Tide pull off the 5th-seeded upset. They're going to be moving on to the second round of this playoffs on Wednesday. The final score, 20-1.
Fantastic performance. A near perfect performance right there. I mean, that is the type of performance that they need to keep up throughout this entire playoffs, especially when they go up against the number 1 seed. Don't let your foot off the gas. Keep it going. Keep revving at 100%. And I'm telling you what, after what I just witnessed, I know they're the number 5 seed, but to score 20 runs, that is the mark of a true champion.
Well, Armani, for the next one, it's going to be the Panthers and the Bahamas next here on CBO TV. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. We'll see you for the next one. First pitch should be at 7 p.m.